Well, welcome back to the kitchen garden. It is December, December the 6th. I think actually, no, it's December 7th. As you can see, nothing much happening in the garden. Nothing that you can see, but there's actually lots of things happening. So let me show you. So the first thing we got going on here is lettuce. So we've just planted lettuce and it's okay. As you can see, we're putting a lot of water because it's very hot. It's been 39 degrees here in Maun. So for lettuce we need to give it a lot of water. On this side of the lettuce is our herbs, and we've got thyme, a really nice herb, and actually a really nice herb to grow commercially. So if you want to sell a herb, thyme is a very good herb to sell. It's in high demand, but it's not very easy to grow. But the good news is that once you've got it growing, it doesn't die. So it just grows into a really big bush, and you can keep harvesting from that. So if you've got a place in your garden where you can put some thyme, you'll be able to sell that as herbs, and you should not have any problem selling it. And we've got a few other small herbs in the middle here. We've got dill, you can see there, which is very nice, and also a little bit of coriander. Talking about coriander, we are going to, or we have, where you can see this stick, all the way along here, we've planted coriander. Next to the coriander, we have planted from this stick all the way to that stick, we've planted beans. It's the bush beans, so they're only going to grow about that big, and that's going to be there. And then here we've got leeks growing all the way along there. They've just come up. And then on this side we've got red spring onions. These red spring onions are actually a Japanese type of spring onion. I highly recommend, if you can get hold of different types of vegetables, especially, again, we're talking commercially. If you're thinking about selling, then don't sell what everybody else is selling. Try and be a little bit different. So instead of just planting spring onions, we are planting red Japanese spring onions. We'll see how they go. I'll update you later on. I think I'll update you later on in this month on the same video, so we'll have a little update in the same video. Alright, go this side. By these sticks, we've just planted some cherry tomatoes. I did the Roma tomatoes, I think last time from the other video. We had the Roma tomatoes growing this side, and actually they did really well. But then I went traveling, and the person who was supposed to look after them didn't water them. That's why actually there's nothing in the garden, because everything died and I'm starting again. Over here, something that didn't die is the aubergine, or eggplant. Just got a few bushes here because of course it's just for my own kitchen, so that should be a lot, should be more than enough for us. They haven't started flowering yet, so probably by the end of this month I think we'll see some flowers. And then here we've got a big basil bush. I like basil. Also another good plant for growing, a good herb to grow. It grows very easy, and people will always be happy to buy this kind of herb, basil. Let's go down here, and these small plants we've got growing along here are actually baby spinach. Now this is actually a really good vegetable to grow. Very high demand for it in the more European markets. So if you look in Maun and the safari lodges, that's where you're going to be selling baby spinach. So if you if you're in Kang, you don't want to be growing baby spinach. It's not likely you're going to have a good market for it. But if you're in Maun, or if you're in Gaborone, Francistown, even Kasane, baby spinach, you should always be able to find a nice market for it. Not saying that other people won't buy it, but definitely the European market is definitely going to be interested in buying that. So if you got space, they don't like the heat, they really like some cool weather. So make sure where you plant them. That's why I planted mine this side. It's a bit shaded in this corner, so we'll see how that goes. We'll give you an update on that. I think that is everything we've got growing in the garden at the moment. I also planted some other plants just here, and these are just some baby marrow or courgettes, and some more courgettes. We put in some little watermelons. I feel I'm a bit late in putting in these watermelons. I've got some other watermelons there, and I also put some cucumbers just to try and grow on this grow on this tree. But I'll let you know how that goes. I just decided to give it a try over here, but I'll give you an update later on in this video. Hello and welcome back to our kitchen garden. This is the December update part 2. I made the last update on December the 7th, and today is December the 22nd. So a few weeks on, and I'm going to give you our last update for December, and then the next update will be in January. What is the temperature? It's been very hot. Remember, we're in Maun Botswana, and the temperature has been about 35 degrees. 35, even going up as high as 40. So it's been very hot. The plants have been struggling. If you're farming anywhere in Botswana, I think you've found December to be a difficult month with the heat, unless you're in tunnels, and then maybe you're doing okay. Let me show you what's been growing. So first off, I'd like to start with our tomatoes. They've grown quite big, as you can see. Let me see if I can focus that. You can see that they're getting their other little leaves. So they had their 2 leaves, now they've got 4 leaves. In a little bit, we're going to start separating them, and we will plant them out in a row over here. But so far, those are the baby cherry tomatoes, and they're doing okay. So there they are. We just got a line of baby cherry tomatoes, little bunches. Over here, we've got our eggplants or aubergine, and they are growing really well. No flowers yet, but they are starting to get nice and strong, and so hoping once they start getting flowers, they'll do really well. Next door to it, it's our basil, and the basil is doing really well. This is a big bush. It's got lots of seeds, and that's a nice thing with basil is, as you can see, there's the seeds, and so you can, if you grow a big plant of basil, you'll be able to collect lots of seeds, and I just throw them in there and hope they will grow. Next to the basil, we've got coming up here is also basil, but this is Thai basil, so it's actually purple. The leaves are purple. I'm very excited about this Thai basil, and we'll keep an eye on it, and I will show you an update on that in January. So down there, those baby tomatoes, the eggplants, the basil, And then along here, I've planted a line of garlic, and the last garlic that I did a video on, it didn't do very good. I was not happy with the results. So let's try again. We'll see how that garlic comes on. Over here, well, oh, sorry. Over here is our lettuce, and it's starting to do okay. As you can see, it's growing well. It's been very hot, and lettuce doesn't like the heat, but I think it will be okay. Hopefully when I show you this again in January, we'll have some nice big lettuce plants, and we'll be eating lettuce. Next to the lettuce, you can't really see, but very small, let's see if I can show you, there, arts and there, all growing this way, is baby spinach. I'm very interested to see how the baby spinach does, and again, hopefully in January we will show you some bigger plants. These are on the edge here. It's just 1 or 2 garlic plants. They're not doing very well, but I'm going to leave them there, and we'll see in a couple of months how that does. Of course, you can see the herbs, the thyme, the coriander growing very well. On this side, you can see our leeks and our onions. Let me show you. Bring you in here. So here's our line of leeks and onions. And this side we got leeks, and the leeks are doing really well. I'm very happy with the leeks. Next to the leeks, this side, are our Japanese red onions. I'm hoping that they will get a bit more stronger in January. At the moment, they're not doing very well, but we will see. I did plant some more Japanese red onions over there just yesterday. So when they come up, at least we'll have 2 sets of Japanese red onions. Next door to the Japanese red onions, we've got coriander. A really good crop if you're wanting to sell a herb in Botswana. A lot of people do like to buy coriander, so coriander is a good one. And another good herb to grow, but a bit more difficult, is this one, which is thyme. Thyme is a beautiful herb, but it's difficult to grow. Another good crop is rosemary. You can't buy rosemary basically anywhere. So if you had good farmers growing a lot of rosemary, that would be a really good crop to grow. Coming this side, we have our coriander. Next to this, we've got our beans, and as you can see, the beans are doing very well. We'll see how they look in January. I put the beans in really just to have a quick crop, because we should get beans on them quite soon. Hopefully by the end of January we should start getting flowers, and hopefully even some small beans, so that will be good. This side, which again we will see in January, we've planted some carrots, and we've got a mixture. We've got purple carrots or black carrots and normal orange carrots, so we'll see how those do. And that's the kitchen garden. That's our update for the last update of December. I'll see you all in January. Just before I go, I want to show you where we're planting some potatoes, and we'll see how they grow in January. So over here I've got another wooden box. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, and we just started planting in these 2. So maybe 2 weeks ago we put potatoes in here, and the first one, maybe a week ago we planted another box of potatoes, and probably next week we'll plant potatoes in here. The following week we'll plant more potatoes here, and again more potatoes there. As you can see, the potatoes are coming up already. January, I think it's a good time to put your potatoes in, but we will see. That's the whole thing of this channel and these videos, is to see how every type of plant does as the seasons change. So this is January, this is December in Botswana. We've planted our potatoes and we're going to see how are they going to grow. Will they grow well? Will we get a good harvest? And then you will be able to know. So we'll check out these potatoes in January, and I will let you know how they're doing. Back to the garden. I think we'll end there. It's nice to see the garden slowly filling up with vegetables. Thanks so much for watching. Please, if you have any questions about farming in Botswana, please leave a comment. And if you are a farmer in Botswana, leave a comment below. Whereabouts are you farming in the country? And also, please remember to subscribe and like the channel. And that way, when I drop my next video in January, you'll be able to see how the garden is progressing. Take care. Bye.